Now the third one, in the industrial process, these are usually particulate matters. Particulate matters. So the particulate matters usually they come out from different industries, then blasting, mining, grinding, mixing. That means these are the different sources of this particular matter. Now this particular matter, if it is bigger in size, then it is settleable. Settleable if its size is greater than 10 millimicron, and it is suspended if it is less than 10 millimicron. Now usually the suspended, the settleable, they do not create much problem, but the suspended particulate matter, they create more problem. And when it is suspended particulate matter, is usually known as SPM. That means particulate matter. Sorry. Now the suspended particulate matters SPM, it may be dust, it may be also this hair, maybe pollen grains, maybe spores, it may be smoke, it may be soot, anyone this. That means which are present in the form of particles, and usually we call it as aerosol. We call the suspended material aerosol when its size is greater than 1 micrometer. We call it as a dust when it is less than 1 micrometer. We call it as a mist when it is present in liquid form and usually greater than 1 micrometer. Then this is smoke when it is visible and also greater than 1 micrometer. That means the particulate matter, it can be present in the form of aerosol, in the form of a dust, or in the mist if it is liquid, or the smoke, or this tobacco smoke also. All these, and also soot. Soot means the carbon powder like substance. That means a certain black deposit is known as a soot. So these are the different suspended particles. Now usually the suspended particles which are aerosol, dust, mist, smoke, maybe pollen grains, spores, hair, dust, all these things, they have some serious effects on the organisms, including human beings as well as plants. So what are the effects? Let us see. Now usually one of the effects is lung cancer. Then another is it may cause also this bronchitis. If the particles of asbestos are present, it causes asbestosis. If the particles of silica are present, then it is known as silicosis. If the particles of cotton are present, then it is known as bichinosis. And if the particles of iron are present, it is known as siderosis. That means bronchitis, asbestosis, silicosis, bichinosis. That means this is cotton and this is iron. and silicosis is silica, asbestos, asbestos, and also bronchitis. These are some of the very important effects of this particulate matters. In addition to this, this also causes this is the black lung disease. Black lung disease. When we'll call it a black lung disease? When this is soot will and smoke and soot, they will enter into our lung and will be deposited. We'll call it black lung disease. And in case of plants, usually it reduces the case of the carbon dioxide absorption. Carbon dioxide absorption decreases in plants. In plants, this is the main effect in case of plants. And the smog, this also causes, it also gives rise to another substance, that is CFC. So CFC, that is chlorofluorocarbon, it is usually released from these refrigerators and also from the aircraft. And usually it causes sunburn, then blindness, and inactivation of proteins. Inactivation of proteins, both in case of animals and plants. So this is about the particulate matters. Then the next one that we'll discuss is very important, that is known as smog. So the next point that we'll discuss is smog. This is very important. When we call it a smog, when smoke plus fog. So from the smoke, SMO and LGs. So this is known as smog. Now this smog is again of two types. It may be photochemical smog or it may be sulfur smog, and we will discuss in detail because that is very important from examination point of view. So the smog is of two types. One is photochemical smog and the other is sulfur smog. Now usually the photochemical smog, we'll discuss this one, first one, the photochemical smog. Now when the photochemical smog is formed, when usually on different the nitrogen oxides, when the nitrogen oxides they combine with the hydrocarbons, in presence of sunlight, then it gives rise to smog. This is known as smog, and this smog is also known as this is known as Los Angeles. This is known as Los Angeles type. This smog is known as Los Angeles type because it was first seen in case of Los Angeles, America, or you can tell in California, and this is also known as brown air. It is also known as brown air, and it is a secondary pollutant. That means when this oxides of nitrogen, it combines with the hydrocarbons in presence of sunlight, it gives rise to PAN, that is a peroxyacyl nitrate and ozone. Peroxyacyl nitrate and it gives rise to ozone, which are secondary pollutants. That means these two are the primary pollutants, and during smog formation they give rise to secondary pollutant, that is PAN, in the form of a smog. So this is also known as brown air. This is very important for examination point of view. It is also known as Los Angeles type, and it is all a secondary pollutant. Now what is the effect? That is again important. Now its effect is usually irritation of eyes and throat. That is important. Then the second one is usually it affects the electron transport system, both in the animals as well as plant. It is in animals and plants. And another effect in case of plants is it affects the heal reaction. It affects heal reaction. So for animals, the most important effect is irritation of eyes and throat. Usually you will find in industrial areas, sometimes the entire sky is covered by this brown air. That is due to photochemical, and everybody feels there is irritation of eye and the throat. So this is photochemical smog. Now what is sulfur smog? So now we will discuss the sulfur smog. I am discussing here. The second one is sulfur smog. Now usually the sulfur smog, this is also known as London smog. Known as the London smog. It is also known as industrial smog. Also classical smog. Smog. It is also known as reduced smog, and it is also known as grey air. You see, that is known as brown air. This is known as grey air. Very important from the examination point of view. This is London smog, but that is Los Angeles type smog. Now, how this reduced smog is, how this sulfur smog is produced? Usually, by the burning of the coal or oil, it releases the different oxides of sulfur. So these oxides of sulfur, usually they combine with a particulate matter. They will combine with the particulate matter to give rise to this sulfur smog. But there are two conditions. There should be very low temperature, and also we will find a high relative humidity. That we say, due to burning of coal and oil, the different oxides of sulfur are released, and these oxides of sulfur, they usually combine with the different particulate matters in a low temperature and high relative humidity to give rise to sulfur smog, which is known as London smog. Now, why it is known as London smog? Because in 1952, this sulfur smog, it killed 4,000 people. 4,000 people were killed due to this smog in London. That is why it is known also London smog. Now, in addition to all these things, the fifth one is smog. Then the fourth one, the fifth one is known as acid rain. Acid rain. Now, usually the different oxides like the sulfur oxides, suppose the sulfur oxide, it will combine with the oxygen and water and it will give rise to sulfuric acid. Similarly, the oxides of nitrogen will combine with oxygen and water and it will give rise to the nitric acid. Now these two acids, the sulfuric acid and nitric acid, these two, they are present in water vapor and they will be blown away in the wind and they will cause the precipitation. That means in the form of a rain it will come out. And its a major effect is in the aquatic life. That means the fishes, amphibians and all the aquatic life, both plants and animals, they are usually destroyed. And in addition to this, when this acids fall on the soil, there is a decreased fertility of the soil. So their main effect is, one effect is on the aquatic life, that is the fishes and amphibians, and the other is reduced fertility of soil. So these are the different pollutants. Then 4 types we have discussed in the case of the automobile exhaust and 5 types in case of industrial process. That means altogether 9 different types of the different pollutants we have discussed, and what is their effect on animals including human beings and the plants, that also we have discussed. Now let us discuss what are the type of questions that are asked. So one question is, acid rain is caused by increase in the atmosphere concentration of first choice is that is ozone and dust. Second choice is sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. Third one is sulfur trioxide and carbon monoxide. The fourth one is carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. Now this question was asked in AIPMT 2015. Now come to a second question. The second question is photochemical smog. Photochemical smog does not contain first choice pan, second choice ozone, the third choice nitrogen oxide, and the fourth choice is carbon dioxide. And this question also asked in AIPMT 2006. So from our discussion you will be able to answer both the questions. So thank you very much, and you must have some idea what are the different causes and the effects of the air pollution. So thank you very much. God bless you. Wish you a very bright career.